What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. Welcome back to my Madden 22 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. And we've got a big one today. The Cincinnati Bengals are in town, and this is a game that I have been saying all season will determine the winner of the AFC North. We're a little bit further ahead of them than I thought we'd be at this time. We are 9-2. They're 7-4. But a loss today would be bad. We can't let them shorten up the gap in the standings. And I think if we can get this win, we'll have swept our division, and I think we'll have the AFC North pretty much sewn up. I mean, you never know what can happen. We're playing on all Madden, you never know what can happen with that either. And Cincinnati will take possession on their own 25, and of course that means here comes this guy, Joe Burrow. Having a pretty good season, and whenever we play them, we never quite know the Joe Burrow we're going to get. Sometimes he's a little unstoppable, sometimes he's a little bit human, so let's hope we get the human version today. And it's been a little while since my last video. I apologize for that. Had some family stuff going on. You know how that goes. But hopefully we get back in the swing of things. And that's to an uncovered tight end. I don't know whose guy that was. I don't think it was mine. Not off to a good start. We got to can't let Mixon run away from us either today. So we got Burrow to worry about. We've got Mixon, and of course they've got some decent receivers, including a very speedy Jamar Chase. And they got us knocked back on our heels a little bit in the first two plays of the game. Oh! And just like that, Cincinnati's on the board. So coming into Pittsburgh, making a statement right away. And we will have to answer that. 3 plays right down the field on us. And maybe this is telling me what Joe Burrow we're getting today. So let's go. Let's answer the bell. We've been saying all season this was going to be a big game. And maybe won't disappoint. And here comes Mitch Trubisky, up to star level after last game. And you can see his stats. He's having a pretty good season. And of course we know Kenny Pickett's waiting in the wings, but I don't have him in this franchise, unfortunately. But I'm very much looking forward to next season, both in Madden and in real life, to see what that guy can do. But right now, Mitch is in control, so let's see what he can do.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down.
I'm going to be happy to go to Freiermuth here. And I've got these guys, the Steelers, since my last recording, have released the official numbers these guys are going to be wearing. So I've got all these players, I think, in the jerseys they're going to be wearing next season. We'll go Freiermuth again. I didn't want to wait on the post there. I saw he had that angle. Ordinarily, I wait on the post to see if I can get Deontay Johnson deep, but we're not going to take a chance. There's Claypool. All right. What do we want?
Big play there. 3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense.
Let's go.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
And one of the matchups we took advantage of last game was Deontay Johnson against Mike Hilton. So we're going to see if we can get that again when we can today.
It was hard for them to stop him.
There's Najee. I don't think he has the first down. 3rd and 1. We'll see once again what we can do here.
Nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with
Cut the wrong way on that. Pick up the first anyway.
he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. The stop there on 3rd, they could have held him to 3 on this.
I think we'll keep it on the ground. Trying to get inside that 5-yard line. I don't like the looks of this too much. We'll see what we can do. Yeah. All right.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
Interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
We're going to go play action. Play action and be hopeful. That's what we're going to do.
On 2nd and goal.
Let's go, Mitch.
Sliding out of the pocket.
There he is.
Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson. Touchdown number.
All right, so we answered the Bengals a quick score there with a sort of quick score of our own. And the score is 7-7 in Pittsburgh.
And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. They just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there from driving.
Now we got to stop these guys. We can't let them be running around the field like they were last possession. That's no good.
All he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15, and he feels like he can get it done.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 20.
And here comes Burrow again. So last time I'm not going to change my game plan just yet here. We bring a lot of pressure. That's what we do. And Burrow dealt with it last time. But we're going to stick with it.
When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. They'll come up now.
For now, at least.
From the 31. Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
Halfback base goes nowhere.
This up only to about the 35.
That brings up a 3rd and 2.
Carry there, and it's going to lead.
Yikes. All right, so we're going to go back to our 3-4 here.
Steelers, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offensive line, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a
And I've got Mixon. Oh, I hesitated a little bit there, and oh, man. 100% my fault on that one.
They're able to get the 3rd down conversion. These two teams all tied after 1. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow.
Oh, and
That is
Sutton beat by the tight end.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
All right.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing. On the
Joe Burrow is going to be a handful today, apparently.
Think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4th down is not out of the question.
If we can keep Mixon under control, I mean, it's kind of
2 yards on the carry there.
pick your poison, I guess, but at least we did, not have to deal with the running game is. Oh my God! How does that happen? Stiff arms hit sticking Mile Jack and knocks him back. Let's take a look at this.
Catch here for good yardage.
What? Okay. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Don't ask any questions. Oh, I bit the wrong way again. My defense is a little weak today. 4th and 1. Let's see what they're going to do. And they are going for it. And we are not coming up. We're not coming out in the goal line. That is for sure here. There oh my God! How is he doing that?
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
He just throws a 300-pound defensive tackle out of his way with one arm. All right, well.
That, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the
Najee Harris can't believe it.
himself and made a break for the
Like, I can't do that. What is that guy doing?
After the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
All right, let's go.
Fielded just outside.
That's the way this game's going to go. We will be up for the challenge.
Tackle just shy of the 25. And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there.
Let's go, Mitch.
5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team,
Good job picking up that linebacker.
the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, some of them use power to get.
I'm going to try to set up the play action here.
Some will move, some of them just
Again.
use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off.
Yeah, not picking up the linebacker on that one.
Successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 3.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Let's take a look and see if we can run this.
It's definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Yeah. Here we go, Najee.
On 3rd down, here's Harris.
And he
He's going to be stopped short.
maybe doesn't have it.
So get to him at about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings.
I think we've got to go for this. We can't. The way they're scoring,
You slow down someone's running game, you're
it's
not
not.
dictating
Oh
on
boy.
defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert.
We're going for this.
And other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
They're going for it. This is Harris.
And we got it.
He's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
We're going to come back with some play action here. 2-minute warning coming up.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7.
Let's go.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman of the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here.
We've got a safety blitz coming, and we've got Deontay Johnson. Oh, and we missed him.
They were looking for Johnson that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
All right.
These two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season.
So we are going to go.
And it was the visiting Steelers who came away victorious, so they'll look to claim the season series with a win here in Pittsburgh.
We're going to go no huddle.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow.
There's Johnson. Get on the ball.
Leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Here's Trubisky to throw.
There he is again.
Here is Johnson. They'll get this to
All right.
the 50-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
Let's get out of this.
Example of an offensive coordinator.
Get out of this no huddle for now.
Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run
Ugh.
after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st down, Trubisky.
Fryermuth can't hang on.
Incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world.
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky.
There's Boykin.
By Miles Boykin.
So we're in that kind of a weird,
With 3rd and 4.
weird decision-making spot here. We've got a minute left. Do we want to?
He can pick up a lot of yardage.
Yeah, I think what we want to do is slow play this,
The defense was
and
able to stop him before
unless he gets in right now, and maybe we don't. So we're gonna give them a little bit of time here.
important 3rd down conversion right there because
I was about to say what we want to do is try to milk that clock and not give them a possession.
Nice connection right there to set up first and goal.
What the heck am I doing here? All right, we want Claypool in there, I think.
A chance now to get even before the break.
All right, here we go.
Now Trubisky.
There's Claypool. So let's keep them out of the end zone. 46 seconds, 40-some seconds they're going to have. We're going to get the ball coming out of halftime. Do I want to try to force a return here? I think I might. I think I might. Especially Devin Bush running down on special teams here. And he hit stick in the wrong direction. All right. So the Bengals have had our number here so far today.
40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow.
Broken up. Coach is looking pretty serious today.
Teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in
I can understand why.
Here in Pittsburgh, they'll be able to claim the season sweep. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow.
And that's caught, I guess. Nope. So let's see. We might be able to get another possession here. Almost intercepted by Witherspoon. Oh my goodness. Can't hang on to the ball. That wouldn't have been, I mean, I don't know if that would have been much better than this punt here anyway.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
All right, let's go. We got 19 seconds. Let's see if we can do something here maybe without being too stupid. We've got all our timeouts. And if we go into the locker room tied, that's not the worst thing either.
Now Trubisky on 1st down.
Had Claypool that was waiting on him. Take a timeout.
Hubbard able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
See if they give us anything.
Trubisky will throw.
Not really.
Escaping the pressure right.
Whoa! So, yeah, I hit the wrong button there.
They'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd.
So I don't know why they took a timeout there. But we'll, and I don't know if they'll bite on a play action with 1 second left in the half, but we'll see what happens.
Final play of the half. It's
Yeah.
Trubisky rolling to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And unable to catch.
Out of bounds.
Complete.
All right, so that was a whole bunch of drama for absolutely nothing there in the last 19 seconds.
Time all even at 14.
And, yeah, we got a close one. We were expecting it.
Jonathan Coachman has
All season, you know, we've been saying it's going to come down to this game. Whether it actually does or not, I don't know. But this is
Coming your way from
shaping up to be a good one.
We go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game.
So this is arguably, in my opinion, the most important possession of the game. In any game, really. So this is the turnaround we have where we scored last, and now we want to score again. Now, ideally, we're not giving them that time.
Tie football game. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked.
We're not giving them that time in between there, but
No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
and we jumped off sides as I'm screwing around.
That's going to set him back 5
It's going to be our left tackle.
Now it's Trubisky.
Freiermuth wide open.
That's the tight end Freiermuth. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players.
This might be a touchdown.
Right on its ear.
Let's see if we can block long enough for this to be a touchdown.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. He's going to float this over.
Come on.
Deep.
There he is. Doesn't quite get there.
This way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh.
Ugh.
He's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
But I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance travel or the accuracy involved? Because
I'm going to try to get inside this 5-yard line here.
There's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
Harris goes nowhere.
Immediately there. No gain on
Let's
the play
go.
that time. Sets up second and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same.
See what they
way
give
you
us
did
here.
the entire ball game.
Nothing
You
good.
change some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
I'm going to try to roll right here and see if I can do something.
Second down and goal.
Nope.
Trubisky.
That was a terrible idea.
Back at the 15-yard line. Trey Hendrickson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Terrible idea.
You know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes
And we're forced to go underneath here again to Claypool, who is down to the 5. Oh, man.
Check the next-gen stats. You'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
Nice job of understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it
I guess I'm going to kick the field goal. I'm not happy about this.
For the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Boswell's kick is good. And they take a 17.
Yeah, that sack hurt us. I get that one play that I call where I'm looking for a slant out of that empty set, and when I don't get it, I kind of struggle to come up with a decent audible out of that set. It seems like no matter what I think up there, it doesn't quite, it's not quite open. So I end up doing stupid stuff like that.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession.
And that hurt us. So let's hope we can stop them and get this ball back.
even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get the lead back.
They're coming out 4 wide. I'm going to bring some pressure on Burrow.
Remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
Now Burrow on first down.
And how am I'm controlling Hayward somehow for some reason. And I got in on the tackle, so there you go.
Inside the 45.
Accidentally clicked onto Hayward.
Downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that throw back.
So that pressure got to him that time.
They've given up a few first
I'm gonna
downs.
go. Let's go. If I,
Completion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
I'm gonna go wide and then go back to Overstorm Brave. That puts T.J. Watt inside, bringing pressure for inside there.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw left side complete.
Why did I try to hit stick him?
And he's got some space here.
All right.
Inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time on the catch and run.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll go
Mixon looking human there.
to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's
Didn't like pick up a defensive tackle over his head and throw him into the stands or anything that time.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again.
There we go.
They get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
So yeah, let's hold him to a field goal.
Than the first, just a gain of 1 there. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He completes it to Burrow. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6.
So that's a victory of sorts, I suppose. And
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow.
going into the fourth quarter, we are up 17-14. They are going to be
After this break, you're watching the NFL.
kicking a field goal here to tie things up. And there we go.
Mixon's kick is
Well, it's a close one.
And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
So I think we're going to come out running the ball.
To this one, didn't he? But let's
And
all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity.
look for play action opportunities. I think that's what we're going to do.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And this has been
But we got to stay out of 3rd and long.
as they stop.
So that means we got to throw the ball here.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do.
So we got man coverage.
They stopped him cold.
And they're not picking Harris up. This happens every now and then.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously
Let's see if we can hit him.
a few times and made some adjustments. He's going to look deep down the field. He got his man.
Najee Harris left alone. The linebacker couldn't get to him in time. And that definitely helps us. Heinz Field is doesn't have a lid, but if it did, it would be blown off. So when I call that play, I'm looking for the tight end on the deep dig, or I'm looking for the wide receiver on the crosser. But I moved that running back out there just to clear things up a little bit. And every now and then, they just don't cover them. And, you know, God knows I have enough blown coverages. I'm going to take advantage of theirs when they happen. So we're up by a touchdown. And getting these guys off the field without giving up any points here, it would be nice. It hasn't happened yet this game. Their punter is like the most bored guy in the stadium. I guess ours is too.
First down, here's Burrow. Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
And these quick throws to the tight end are killing
To
us.
the 29, a gain of 4.
Let's try something a little different. They struggled with this cover 3 zone blitz here last time.
Here's Burrow. To Mixon on the check down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
There's Mixon. And I'm flopping on the ground like an idiot. Apologies to Miles Jack for making him look bad.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Once again,
There we go.
and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line.
Cam Sutton coming up from his corner spot.
Loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow.
Down goes Burrow. Step onto it.
He's going to go down.
And that's a big sack.
Onto it. In there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads
And what are they going to do? They are kicking the ball. They're doing not going to go for it just yet. And we may be able to kill this clock. We'll see. It's been a little tough go on the ground today. I'm calling a, well, I tried to call a fair catch.
Yeah, the cameras can't find him, but I know one thing. Bill line coach will.
a 41-yard punt there with no
So we are going to go ball carrier conservative.
1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now.
And let's go. We need a little Najee Harris right now.
Stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock.
He had a long reception for a touchdown last drive. We need him to do it on the ground here.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive.
And that's no good.
Knew what was coming as he is
That's no good. We need our wide receiver coming in and picking up that linebacker on that play. And when he gets hung up, the play just gets all kinds of blown up.
But they do a nice job there stopping his progress.
So we are going to let
allowing him to get back to the
we're going to let this come down to the 2-minute warning.
there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
I feel like maybe being a little.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a
Let's see what they give us here. Let's see what the way that defense looked.
So the Steelers with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they
I think we're running
get
this.
this one to the finish line. Again, it's Harris on 2nd.
Cannot pick up that linebacker.
And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up.
All right.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout. Used
So we need to convert this.
56 to go.
And we're going to look for. We're going to ask Deontay Johnson to beat Mike Hilton one more time here.
See a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Throwing now is Trubisky.
And he does, but he
And now we're going to get a
he gets
timeout
tackled.
defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
And yeah, we got a punt. Maybe being a little too conservative there.
As he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Oh, and that's a fumble. Big hit by Pierre.
Picked up by the Steelers, and his guys will take over.
James Pierre on special teams.
rooting interest in it, but that one hurt.
Losing in the 4th quarter, a bad time for a fumble on a punt return.
They had it.
Another big play
All right, they were sensitive.
by one of our defensive players.
Now they just gave that one up.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
And we are just running this thing. We're going to take away their timeouts here.
A run with Harris out of
And
the
there's nowhere to go for Harris.
familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
And oh boy.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
I'm tempted to be a little bit aggressive here. Just because I don't want to give them this ball back. But I think we're going to run it. I think I'd rather err on the side of killing clock here.
They'll keep it on the ground.
There's Najee Harris.
And he'll be a couple yards shy.
Only 30 yards on the ground today for him. 3rd and 2 coming up. And we're going to go to an old
Intensity usually gets better as the game goes on.
old power running play that I like to use. As my dog is picking now to decide to fidget around. And I don't know if this is going to work for us, but
Down 4th quarter.
We'll bring this clock down.
Guy they want to see consistently.
I've been running out of the shotgun most of the season, which is contrary to what I usually like to do.
On third down.
Najee Harris, nowhere to go. We are going to be able to get a field goal here,
Defensively,
and won't quite be able to kill the clock.
calling no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
I don't know why they want me to go for this.
This D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short, and yes,
Really?
rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not even.
So they're going to have a few seconds, but we're going to have a 10-point lead, I hope, unless I miss this field goal.
And Boswell's kick.
So 10 seconds for Joe Burrow. He has been almost unstoppable this game, as has Joe Mixon been. But our defense, with a big sack from Stephon Tuitt, and then a special teams play by reserve corner James Pierre.
Can have some luck, too.
We're going to make them return this. And yeah, this game turned out to be a lot
To send it away.
of what I've been expecting it to be all season.
Just inside the 10. And he takes
And this will put us at 10-2. They'll be knocked down to 7-5.
26.
You know, anything can still happen. We got 5 games left, but I think with a win here, we have got the AFC North
The Bengals
pretty much sewn up.
to get going. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you can go to the
Oh,
field.
that's caught.
The game was really lost.
Time runs out.
Situation now where you're going to make up for it.
And that's it. We beat the Bengals at home. We have swept all of our division opponents this season.
And it was their defense that led the way.
And 27-17.
In the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense
We can't be unhappy with this. I mean, we could have done a little better running the ball. I made a few decisions that I think probably
by the defense, right? Held them
weren't the
just-
greatest.
That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out,
And we're going to check out some stats here if you want to stick around.
a pretty good game plan. Pretty good
Trubisky over 300 yards on the day.
Love the execution.
16 of 19, 313 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Burrow played well. I mean,
They continue to be one of the
they
best
just
teams
moving the ball on us all over the place.
And they will hit the road next week
Tough go for
to the New Orleans Saints.
Najee Harris, 14 carries, only 30 yards.
This loss cost him in the
That
playoff
front
chase.
7 of the Bengals were tough.
7-5 on the year.
And Johnson with a big day,
As they will take on the
as usual. Freiermuth, good day. Claypool, we're trying to work him in a little bit more. Didn't quite have opportunities for him like I would have liked. And that big play where they blew the coverage on Najee Harris, 86-yard score. And we gave up a couple of sacks I'm not happy about. Jack led the team in tackles. 1 sack for Tuitt, no interceptions. And that's about it. We go to 10-2. We are done with the AFC North. I'm not sure who we're playing yet next. But I hope you liked the game. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Trying to get to 1,000 subs. Whatever you do, I hope you have a great day. And I will see you next game.